What is going on, everybody? Sports Wars. We're here. We're live for a little Monday evening quarterback. And let's get this shit going. I got to be honest. I'm fucking tired. I was just telling Beardo, I literally just got home before this stream. Both of these last 2 weekends, that's how it's been. Playing the schedule to drive all the way back here. My back is sore as shit. Like just having to sit in the car for all this time over the past couple weeks. I'm too old for this cross country traveling bullshit. But we're here.
I'm surprised you're driving and not flying.
Well, an 8 hours of Chattanooga, that's a normal drive. Like that is usually the furthest I consider driving because by the time you factor in how long it's going to take and the airport early, all that shit, you're not even saving that much time for an 8 hours. Dallas one was retarded. I'm never doing that again. 16 hours, that's so stupid. That's so stupid. But for the first time this week, well, for the first time this year, I should say, both our teams in the win column. Both our teams in the win column. The Bears somehow escape Las Vegas with a victory, and the Giants, a big old dub to start the Jackson Dart era. But with a huge asterisk on that win.
Yeah, a very big black eye on that win yesterday for the Giants. But I never lost faith in the Bears yesterday, man. I picked the Bears yesterday morning, and the Raiders just fucking stink. I told you Geno Smith was going to throw 2 interceptions. I said it yesterday morning. Run it back. I said he was going to throw 2 interceptions, and what did he wind up throwing? 3?
Three.
Dude, it's always a fucking winner on Prize Picks. You go on Prize Picks, use the Geeks and Gamers code, and you always play every single week Geno Smith anytime interception, and you're going to make some money.
Yeah. Now, the week before, he actually didn't throw any, but that's usually a rare occurrence. He will usually throw one.
Yes, he's always due.
He is always due to throw one. Look, the Bears game, like that was kind of like my greatest fears of all the things that I felt could happen in this game. The Bears have, in my mind, 3 major fucking problems with this team. Major problems. They can't run the ball. They can't pass protect, and they can't rush the passer. So those are all pretty important things, right? Pretty important to be able to put some pressure on a quarterback. Pretty important to be able to pass protect for your quarterback, and pretty important to be able to run the ball. All of those things were very bad yesterday, yet somehow they escape with the win.
Well, when you're playing Geno Smith, it's a special circumstance. You don't need to put too much pressure on him. He'll make the stakes on his own.
It is, but I said on Monday, last Monday, talking about that matchup this week, and then I said again on Sunday, like Max Crosby was going to wreck them. Like Max Crosby was going to absolutely wreck those tackles, and he did, to the point where we ended up hot swapping a bunch of people. Braxton Jones got benched. Darnell Wright was injured. Theo Benedict switches to one side. Trapillo comes in the other. They were doing everything they could. They were chipping on everything. Max Crosby fucking wrecked the game. Caleb Williams was running for his fucking life.
And Ashton Genty had some big plays yesterday, finally.
And that's what I said it last week, too. It's like Ashton Genty's getting a lot of shit, but he has been pretty good. His line has sucked. But that Bears defensive front is bad. And I don't know how they get any better. They paid Montez Sweat a fuck ton of money, and he's just a lazy piece of shit. He's a lazy fucking bum, dude. I hate Montez Sweat. I just don't see how that defensive line improves. Once Booker gets healthy, maybe he showed some flashes in the preseason, maybe give a boost, but I don't know how they improve either of those things this year. I don't know how they improve the offensive line this year. I don't know how they improve the defensive line this year. I just don't.
It's funny how where you feel the Bears are weak is where I feel with the Giants I'm most confident with their defensive line.
You guys have a great defensive front.
Dexter Lawrence yesterday with his first interception of his career. Brian Burns leading the league in sacks. Our defensive front is great. I'm also a big fan of this Scatterboo kid, man. Holy fuck. He runs like a rhinoceros, dude. He's just a big white meatball.
He is. The Giants are bringing White back. You know what I mean?
I love it.
White quarterback, white running back. Let's fucking go.
Yeah,
That's going on in New York.
I love it. I love it. But
it made a one and done. You know, we don't know.
Yeah.
Man, they were hyped. Jackson Dart gave them a lot of I feel like gave them a lot of energy.
Yeah.
And then also the Chargers kind of Joe Alt got that injury kind of early on that already fucked up with their tackle problems, their tackle situation. But it doesn't matter. All that matters at the end of the day is the number.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys won your first game. How did it feel, Beardo? Did you watch the entire thing?
Oh, of course. I watched the entire game. I was hyped, man. I was hyped in the first quarter. First drive, Jackson Dart drives down the field and scores a rushing touchdown. Dude, I was having deja vu because when Daniel Jones got his first start, his first touchdown was a rushing touchdown up the middle against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I see Jackson Dart with the designed quarterback run up the middle to score a touchdown. I'm like, here we go again. I've seen this before, man. So much excitement for a rookie quarterback, only to 4 or 5 years later, we're going to be moving on from him. But Dart brought a lot of good energy yesterday for the Giants. Cam Scattaboo yesterday. He's a great pass blocker as far as the running back goes, and he's just a fucking tank, dude. He runs people over, and after contact, he's good for another 4 or 5 yards after contact, especially when he's got like three or four dudes on him. He just keeps trucking along. But the black eye yesterday was Malik Neighbors going down with an ACL tear, one of the best wide receivers in the league, and he goes down. He's out for the season. So I put out an angry tweet yesterday.
Oh, did you?
I did. I put out an angry tweet yesterday. How many leg injuries needs to happen at MetLife Stadium before they put in real grass? Real grass. It was last year or 2 years ago. There was all this buzz about, oh, the Giants are putting in this new technology, this new artificial turf. Because it's been bad for several years. It's been bad for forever since they went into the new stadium. It's been terrible. Jackson Dart, the next straight Colts quarterback? Who fucking knows? Holy shit. No, he'll be... Fuck. Cowboys, I don't know.
He'll go to the Panthers or something, you know? Turn that franchise around.
Jeez. But we have this new technology, this new artificial turf that we were supposed to get last season or 2 seasons ago. It's just as bad. It's terrible. So many ACL and Achilles injuries on this field. And what grinds my gears, and I was telling Ryan this before the show, what pisses me the fuck off is that last year during the offseason, we hosted a FIFA soccer game at MetLife Stadium where they took out the artificial turf and put in real grass. It can be done. They've done it. They've done it for fucking soccer, but they won't do it for their franchise, where the actual owner, John Mara, owns the fucking team. This is his stadium. And they put in this artificial turf where our best players who are paying a lot of money are getting injured. It disgusts me. Put in real grass. Anyways, I'm happy the Giants won yesterday, but it doesn't feel good because we lost Malik Neighbors. So we'll see. We still have weapons. We still have Darius Slayton. We still have Wan'Dale Robinson. I'm sure there's some younger guys who are willing to pick up some of the slack. We also lost Tyrone Tracy last week to a shoulder injury. But good thing we have Cam Scattaboo because he's the dog. And Devin Singletary, he's getting a little long in the tooth, but he's fine where he is. But Cam Scattaboo picking up the slack for an injured Tyrone Tracy. I like what I saw from Dart. He wasn't entirely like over the top impressive, but he was good enough.
It was just kind of a gutted out type of win. You can look at the numbers. He threw for 111 yards, right?
Our defense won us that game.
Your defense, that pass rush, especially after Joe Alt got injured, and who knows how long he'll be out, high ankle sprain, tough for a big, heavy tackle to deal with, those high ankle sprains, right? Yeah. We'll see how long he's out, but you guys were after the quarterback. He had those 2 interceptions from Justin Herbert, and it was just kind of, hey, let's control this game. And, Jackson Dart looked solid and provided a lot of energy more than anything, I think, for the team, who felt like it was ready to turn the page on Russell Wilson. And he rushed for a touchdown early in the game, too, so.
Yeah, Jackson Dart with the rushing touchdown, and then Did he throw for a touchdown as well?
He did, yeah.
He threw for a touchdown. Well, Jackson Dart went to concussion protocol for like 2 plays, and he was pissed because he had a big run.
Hit.
He tried to stiff arm a guy, completely whiffed on the stiff arm, and came up slow. So now these referees are pulling players out of the game. They're taking a referee timeout, pulling players out. Jackson Dart had to go into the blue tent. So we saw Russell Wilson 2 plays. Russell Wilson gets sacked and throws an incompletion or something like that. And then Jackson Dart's back in. Get in the fuck out. But we'll see. It does feel good to beat an undefeated team at home. But with Malik Neighbors out, we'll see for the Giants. This I'm not going to get carried away. I'm not going to overreact to this and say, oh, the Giants with Jackson Dart, we're a real contender now. No, that's not the case. Our defense is really good, and we put a lot of pressure on Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert made mistakes, and, when you're getting smashed in the mouth like that, it's hard to make good decisions. And that's what the Giants do. But then again, Brian, that's what the Giants did when we won our 2 Super Bowls a few years ago. We had a great defense, and we used to punch these fucking quarterbacks in the mouth. And that's what we did yesterday. Shout out to Brian Burns. He's leading the league in sacks. Dexter Lawrence gets his first interception of his career. Thibodeau is always putting pressure. And Abdul Carter is also leading sacks for amongst defensive rookies. So I liked what I saw from the defense yesterday. I liked what I saw from Scatabo. But Dart, he played good enough.
Yeah. Well, shout out to Johnston, even in the losing effort. Help me have a good day on Prize Picks.
He's having a year.
He is. He learned how to fucking catch.
Yeah.
So always a good skill for a wide receiver to have. Bears went out to Vegas, and as I predicted, there's a lot of Bears fans at the Raiders game. And I'm like, look, there ain't no fucking Raiders fans in Vegas. There's Raiders fans in Oakland. There's Raiders fans in LA. They're not in Vegas. And the Bears kind of took over that city for the day. They took over the stadium. And it was a wild game. Like, a lot of weird things happened in this game. The turnovers, I think you had 4 turnovers forced by the Bears, 3 picks for Geno Smith, a forced fumble on Ashton Genty. I think that was on a 4th down conversion, though. So, yeah, they did get the ball, but that was going to be a turnover anyway. And yet the Bears still struggled. The Bears got the ball and, on the Raiders side of the field so often, we're unable to do anything other than, get a field goal attempt. Caleb Williams was running for his fucking life. Absolutely running for his life, especially in that first half. And then still this thing that keeps popping up, these penalties that are just absolutely fucking killing us. Cole Kmet. With Colston Loveland out, Cole, it's you. You're getting paid. You're the number 1 tight end. You're getting paid all this money, Cole Kmet. And a disappointing performance from him. A couple balls he should have had that he didn't, including one that basically hit him in the fucking helmet. A great pass by Caleb Williams that he just dropped it. Another one where Caleb makes a wild play escaping these people that just blew up the fucking line of scrimmage, escapes everybody, runs around, fires a dart, a perfect one right on the sideline. Cole just can't hang on to it. It was a dirty, messy game, but it is one the Bears had to win. And at the end, Caleb Williams takes the offense. They drive down the field, score a touchdown with, a little under 2 minutes to go. And Raiders get the ball back with plenty of time, move into field goal range for Daniel Carlson. I'm thinking, here it fucking is again. I just watched Caleb Williams go down the field 4th quarter, score, get ahead, do what he needed to do, just like he did against Washington, just like he's done a couple times against the Minnesota Vikings or Green Bay or whoever. And they somehow fuck it up at the end. But we got it. We won. We never win these games. We always lose these games. Yet we get a Superman flying from the edge to block Carlson's game-winning field goal attempt. Boom. And the Bears are 2-2 going into the bye week. Feel okay about that. I thought we would be 2-2 going into the bye week. We had a chance to win that Minnesota game. We should have. We probably should have lost this game the many times we tried to give it away, but doesn't matter. In the bye week, 2-2. And as somebody who predicted about 8 wins for the Bears this year, that's right about where I would expect. But I was excited that even when a lot of things went fucking wrong for this team, they were able to pull it out and get it done. Ashton Genty went crazy. I think the Raiders had 240 yards rushing. 240 yards rushing, and the Bears somehow won this fucking game.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Can I make a way too early prediction?
Sure.
Way too early prediction. If the Raiders finish this season 3-14 or 4-13,
Pete Carroll?
I think Pete Carroll retires again, dude. Pete Carroll's too old to be doing this rebuilding shit. I think he went to Vegas thinking that they were good enough to put something together and maybe sneak into a wild card. We're going to bring in some veterans like Geno Smith. We got Max Crosby on defense. You got a halfway decent defense. You also have Brock Bowers, the best tight end in the league, who's been, he hasn't been putting up his usual numbers this year so far. If the Raiders are like 3 wins, 4 wins, I think Pete Carroll's done again. You don't want to do that. He's way too old for that shit.
He'll do another season. He's not going to do it after 1.
We'll see. Way too early prediction. I wouldn't be surprised if he's like, yeah, I'm going to hang him up.
Yeah, but I think the third, fourth quarter comeback for Caleb Williams in his young career. Again, like I'm having shades of exactly what we saw happen against the Redskins, right? When kind of a sloppy game, they get it together, drive down the field, score to go ahead, and somehow they lose that game. Fucking Minnesota Vikings last year, they do everything. They get down, they come back, they fucking get the ball back, drive down the field. Cairo Santos 45-yard field goal, it's blocked. Like, these are all the things that were running through my mind. And somehow we won. But again, like I said in the beginning, there are some things on this Bears team that I don't think you can fix. I don't think are going to be fixed this year. They can't run the ball. They just can't. It doesn't matter what fucking team. It doesn't matter which defense they're facing. They cannot run the ball. And these offensive line issues, I don't know how they get sorted out. They can manage it when they're not facing an elite pass rush. And we saw how that looked against Dallas when Caleb had time in the pocket, all this stuff. When they are facing an Aiden Hutchinson, when they are facing a Max Crosby, they are fucked because they just can't do it. And luckily, Caleb's able to spin out and make what he can do with it and whatever. But fuck, dude.
Yeah. Caleb can be mobile. He can be. He's a pocket passer who
I think it's a huge strength of his game, his escapability.
Yes.
Now, he's not fucking like Lamar Jackson in the open field or something, but when it comes to his escapability, his able to extend plays, he's really good.
Kind of like Rodgers.
Thank God
Rodgers 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But that one touchdown pass to Odunze, man, that was a fucking laser.
It was a stripe, dude. And he's had a lot of those this year. I've seen a lot of improvement. The one thing that popped up that I talked about last week that I think is going to be persistent is he's getting a lot of balls batted, and that came back to bite him. Max Crosby fucking batted a ball, and it flew right up in the air, and he caught it. That's how the pick happened. It wasn't like a bad read by Caleb, but it was those fucking balls are getting batted down. I think it's now Kyler Murray leads the league in batted balls. Obviously, he's 5'3". Caleb Williams is second. And that is something that they need to fix, whether it's finding the lane, whether it's he's giving something away, whatever. It's now a consistent issue that I'm noticing. Obviously, everybody else is too. So, but fuck, dude. I'm just glad they won. It was ugly as shit. But
I have some
got it done.
Thoughts on that. Some sports science thoughts on that. I don't know how much time we have if you want me to get into that.
Real quick, we'll mention this Game On Sports News and Picks. There's Will for $20 says go Bears. Look, Will, I continue to advise you to pick against the Chicago Bears because when you do, they win. When you pick them, I don't want you to pick them anymore. Didn't end well for us when you picked them. So, but thank you, Will.
Will, where's the $20 for the Giants? What the fuck?
Why the fuck would he do that? What's your sports science thing?
Okay. So in the past several years, there's been this new development and stuff like that, bringing in throwing coaches to teach these young quarterbacks on the somewhat sidearm throwing motion. So it's the motion and then sidearm. When I was growing up, it was always get the ball up.
Yeah,
get the ball up.
Yeah.
It was always right here, get the ball straight up. Now it's you're right here and then you go through, you keep your shoulders even, and then you whip it to the side. That's the new technique right here. Where when I was growing up, it was always bring it back a little bit, straight up. And that's how Peyton Manning threw the ball, Tom Brady threw the ball, all these guys growing up in our
keep
generation.
It really high, like it's whizzing by your ears. You're following.
You keep it right here.
Yeah.
And then
you keep it high inside, you keep small, it right here. Compact, right through.
And then you bring it back a little bit, and then you go straight up. Mm-hmm. That was always the technique. That was always. Now you still keep it right here, but then you bring it, and then you flick it. You flick it sidearm almost. Where now you have a lot of control over it. You can control where the ball's going more. But when you have these defenders who are like fucking 6'6", 6'7" sometimes, these fucking huge guys like your Max Crosby or Aiden Hutchinson or like 6'5" plus, when you're doing the sidearm stuff, yes, the ball has it's starting at a lower trajectory. So it's gonna be easier for these all-star defensive linemen to just swat that fucking ball down right at the line. But when we were growing up, I don't remember that happening all too often. It was very rare. The Tom Brady, Peyton Manning era, when you go back and you put it up. It didn't happen.
I feel like it was Stafford-ish. Well, obviously, like a lot of people have different throwing motions. Phillip Rivers had a weird throwing motion, blah, blah, blah.
It was the Patrick Mahomes effect.
No, I feel like Matthew Stafford, maybe it's the Patrick Mahomes effect like that we're seeing now, but Matthew Stafford was one of the first that I remember very consistently starting to alter arm angles.
But it was on occasion. It was on occasion. Like, yes. So like it wasn't every time. It was like when he needed to, Stafford would go up. And then if there was like, a quick out, or you had like a little dig route going across, then he would, if he was outside of the pocket, he would, sidearm and lean into it a little bit. It was on occasion. It was play for play, depending on what Stafford needed. Now it's every throw. Every throw is that sidearm, keeping the shoulders level, and you just sidearm it. And I think that's why we're seeing a lot more of these batted balls going down at the line. So anyways, that's just my 2 cents on it. I think that's why we're seeing it more often. I'm not saying that it's any more less effective and more accurate, because I think a lot of quarterbacks who have changed our throwing motion to that, we've seen Josh Allen change his throwing motion to that from his like first 2 years in the league. It does make him more effective and maybe more accurate, but that's maybe why you're seeing a lot of these passes getting blocked.
And good coaching and good defensive linemen who, when they realize they can't get there or they won't get there, they stay in the play. And try to time it up. You know what I mean? So but I think it's something for Caleb to finish it off that I think I'm seeing a trend. I was seeing a trend with it over the first couple games, and this game really stood out to me as well. Vikings Steelers, we kind of talked about this while we were live on Sunday. Yeah. Steelers get up to a big fucking lead. Carson Wentz just turning the ball over and over and over, and they still had a chance to get it done. They come back, they get that ball back with a minute left. They just couldn't do it. And the Steelers are 3-1. My worst fucking nightmare. Aaron Rodgers going and playing well somewhere. And right now, look, I don't think they've looked particularly impressive, but they have come away with a lot of wins. That Jets game was abysmal.
The Jets game was terrible. And they didn't look good at all against Seattle in their one and only loss. Out of the 3-1 teams, I would say that the Steelers are the worst. They're the worst 3-1 team.
I would have to look at the full list, but I all you can do is fucking win who you're playing. I haven't been super impressed with a lot of their stuff. Their defense up until this game looked, quite frankly, not like a Steelers defense we've been used to.
Yep.
So Carson Wentz, listen, I made the prediction, Carson, that you weren't going to leave the field, that you were going to impress so much that J.J. McCarthy was going to be an afterthought again this year.
Likewise.
This was not your best game, Carson. You fucking lost this game. You turned the ball over too many times.
Yeah.
You fucking bum.
And they're going to be overseas. Well, they're staying, right? They're staying for next week, too, because they're going to England.
I think so, yes.
England next week. So maybe it was the travel. Who knows? But I was with you. I thought that Carson Wentz was going to command this offense well as a veteran in this Kevin O'Connell offense. listen, if Sam Darnold could do it, fuck, Carson Wentz can do it. But I mean, the Vikings did make a decent comeback in the fourth quarter, 15 points to Pittsburgh's 3, but mistakes at the end of the game, not being able to finish off drives, and when they had every single opportunity, and especially that interception being taken away from Pittsburgh to keep Minnesota's drive alive, and they just couldn't get it done. So tough loss for the Vikings, but I still think the Vikings are a good contender in the NFC.
Yeah. I think they've got a good team still. They just got to get consistent with the quarterback there, with the quarterback play. This game surprised me. Atlanta Falcons, Washington Commanders. Michael Penis Jr. got hard for a game, apparently. He played really well. The Atlanta Falcons were scoring at will. Is that you like the analogy there?
It took me a few seconds to, it was like he got hard. It was like, oh, Michael Penis, I get it.
Michael Penis Jr. finally got hard for a game. He took a blue pill. It lasted for 4 fucking hours, and that's all he needed.
Oh man,
Marcus Mariota not able to get it done, and they were, this is a rushing attack by committee at this point for this Commanders team. And they were not able to rush the ball as effectively as they have in the past. He had a pick for both quarterbacks. But the Falcons just kind of cruised. I thought Bijan Robinson was going to have a big game. Obviously, he was solid, 17 carries, 75 yards. I thought he was going to have a big game. But getting it done through the air with Penis and Drake London.
Yeah.
I missed this pick, that's for sure.
Me too. I had the Redskins all day yesterday. But, you got a small sample size of the Falcons, dropping a big one to Carolina last week. But it was one game. Any given Sunday, it was one game. Falcons at home, I overlooked this one. I thought the Redskins were going to go into there and take care of business. I think Mariota is very comfortable in this offense, which he played fine yesterday. He played fine, but he didn't, blow the socks off of people, I guess. So I think this is more incentive to kind of rush Jaden Daniels back. We'll see if he's ready to go next week. I thought that with Mariota's play last week, and I thought he was going to play well this week, that the Redskins were going to give Jaden Daniels some time to make sure that he's 100% when he comes back. But maybe now they rush him back sooner than he needs to. I don't know. We'll see. But I was surprised on this one yesterday.
Yeah, so kudos to the Falcons. To be fair, the reason the Falcons got destroyed by the Panthers was because the Falcons couldn't get right. You know what I mean? It's not like the Panthers played out of this world. The Falcons and Michael Penix Jr.
A lot of mistakes last week.
They threw up all over themselves. You know what I mean? So they were able to keep the bile down and put on a good performance. So the Falcons now at 2-2. 2-2 for the Atlanta Falcons. I drove through Atlanta today. Saints Bills.
Saints covered.
The Saints did cover. But James Cook has been very consistent. He's been making me money over on Prize Picks. In one of my lineups, I had him with an anytime touchdown. In another one, I had him on over his fantasy points projection, which was 17. The dude is just solid. I think it's 8 straight games with a rushing touchdown for James Cook at this point. He has been really good. And of course, they re-signed him to that big deal, which continues to look like a very, very good thing for them. Josh Allen didn't need to be chucking it around the field the entire game. And when are the Saints going to get a win? They have to get a win at some point in the young career of Spencer Rattler. But I don't know, man. I think he's 0-12 now, 0-11, something like that.
Yeah, he hasn't won a single game as a starter for the Saints. If I were to tell you yesterday, Ryan, that one of the quarterbacks in this game was going to throw a pick, do you think that'd be Josh Allen? And his pick yesterday was ugly.
It was an ugly one. Josh Allen of old, he just threw the ball up for grabs a couple times,
Yeah.
But yeah, I probably would have said it was Spencer Rattler.
I had Khalil Shakir on my fantasy team yesterday. I'm glad that he got in the end zone. That was nice.
That was early in the game too, right?
Yes.
That was like first.
That might have been the first touchdown, first or second touchdown. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was first quarter that Shakir got that. Yep. And this game felt. The game still felt close. Like it going into the like third and fourth quarter. It wasn't like a blowout or anything. And the game felt like it was in play for the Saints. It really did.
Yeah, the Saints were playing them tough yesterday, man. It was a game until late.
And that feels the way a lot of the Saints games are going. Now, I said I thought the Bills would I didn't think the Saints are going to like keep it close because there was a way. It was at Buffalo. But the Saints do fight, man. They're a team that fights even if they don't got all the pieces to do so. Which probably means they'll beat the fucking Bears when we play them. That's probably what that fucking means.
Damn.
Speaking that into existence, I guess. The Browns didn't put up much of a fight. After that incredible win against the Packers, the Browns had to go to an NFC North team, and the Lions did what the Lions have been doing. And, despite a rough start to that season with the Lions, with the loss at Lambeau, I do think these past 3 weeks, they've kind of reestablished themselves and saying, hey, we're still NFC North champs, so don't take that shit away from us until y'all actually take it away from us. The offense has been creative. They've been solid. They've been focused. Ever since that loss to Green Bay at Lambeau to start the season, they've looked really fucking good. Obviously, beat the fucking brakes off the Bears. The win against Baltimore, and now just a demolition of the Cleveland Browns. Joe Flacco doesn't look good. You have to wonder. You have to think it's only a matter of time until we see Dylan Gabriel kind of get the call to see what he can do for the Browns. But with that, as soon as you make that decision, Shedeur Sanders is now constantly a topic. So,
well, he was already a fucking topic yesterday, Ryan.
I know.
They put in Dylan Gabriel, and then they showed Shedeur on the sideline just as much as they showed Dylan Gabriel actually playing football. They're like, well, look at this guy, Shedeur Sanders on the sideline, looking at Gabriel going in, wearing his fucking headset. It's like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? I will say this about the game. Was the week 1 loss to the Packers a fluke? Week 1 fluke. Okay, you know what? Maybe we're a little rusty. We didn't play our starters all too much in the preseason. Was that week 1 a fluke, and now the Lions are getting back on track? Or you got to look at who the Lions played. They played the Bears, which I think the Lions are a lot better than the Bears. They played the Baltimore Ravens last week. I think the Baltimore Ravens are phony. I think they're a phony team. A lot of people want them to be good. A lot of people think that they're good. They're good on paper. They're a phony team.
I think their defense just sucks. I don't think they're phony. I just think that this defense is not playing. And now they have a rash of fucking injuries as well. The Baltimore Ravens are getting decimated injury wise, but so they can't keep people off the board. They have I think that they have scored 130 points and given up 130 points. You know what I mean? They can't stop anybody.
Yeah. So the Ravens, however you want to categorize them, whether they're injured, their defense sucks. Well, they are injured as of yesterday. Lamar Jackson going out with a hamstring injury. I think he fucking quit on them yesterday because they were getting fucking killed. And we've seen Lamar fucking quit on his team before. So he's done it before. It's in his character to do it.
Yeah, Joey Fouts for $2. Lamar's bum ass quit in the third quarter. Hammy my ass.
Thank you.
It was very confusing. He
wasn't limping. It was very weird. He goes down. He throws his helmet, and then he just sits on the bench. There's no trainers attending to him. He's just sitting there by himself. And then Cooper Rush goes in. I think that he quit on them yesterday. He's like, nah, fool. I'm done with this shit. I'm not getting embarrassed out there. And then he just fucking quit and let Cooper Rush go in there. That was a really
good Lamar Jackson impression.
I tried my best. I don't know. I tried. Really good. But then the Lions yesterday beating the Browns. So either week 1 was a fluke against the Packers and the Lions are really fucking good, or the Lions have played 3 bad teams back to back to back.
Well, I certainly think that the Browns are a bad team. I think the Bears are not as bad as the Browns, but they're not a good team. And I don't think the Ravens are bad. The Ravens have lost to the Lions, the Chiefs, and Buffalo. And that Buffalo loss was, they should have fucking won that game,
Derrick Henry fumble.
Absolutely should have won that game. So I do, the Baltimore Ravens, if we rank all the 1-3 teams, right? Like the Baltimore Ravens don't feel like a fucking 1-3 team, but that's the record.
But they played some tough games.
Here's the thing: I would rather play the Steelers right now than play the Baltimore Ravens. Right? If you're telling me, hey, I'm going to meet this team in the fucking playoffs, I'd rather play the Steelers than play the Ravens. But the Steelers are 3-1, the Ravens are 1-3.
Who'd rather play, the Indianapolis Colts or the Baltimore Ravens? I'd rather play the Ravens than the Colts. If I'm looking for a dub, I'd rather see the Ravens on the schedule than the Colts.
It's tough because it's not the same Ravens team that we've seen for years and years, right? However, those things are in your mind and what you're thinking of and the experience with some of these guys and all of that stuff has to come in your mind. Whereas the Colts, yes, we've seen 4 solid weeks from the Colts and Daniel Jones.
And the Colts should have won yesterday. The Colts should have won. We'll talk about that.
Woulda, coulda.
Well, they should have. Did you watch it? Did you watch the game?
I watched parts of it. You know what I mean? I was watching Red Zone and the Bears.
The Colts had 2 very bad mistakes by one player.
I mean, dropping the fucking ball, right?
Dropping the ball before the end zone. Then also Jonathan Taylor had that like 50-yard rushing touchdown that he had a holding on too. So that's 2 touchdowns that they had that got wiped off the board. They would have won that game easily, but because of fucking mistakes, which I hope they iron out. Anyways, I was all over the Patriots yesterday over the Panthers.
Yeah, Panthers shit to bed. After fucking winning like 30-0 against the Falcons, the Panthers returned to normalcy. The Patriots look solid. I mean, Drake May only had to throw the ball 17 fucking times, right? So Drake May only throws the ball 17 times. Your leading rusher is Stevenson with 38 yards. And
I thought he was going to get benched.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you put up 42 fucking points.
Yeah.
42 points. Now, there was some big special teams plays, right? Big special teams plays by the Patriots in this game that were obviously a huge reason. You see this one. First quarter gets started, Carolina. Hey, they scored a touchdown. Immediate fucking punt return for a touchdown.
They had 2 punt returns for a touchdown, right? Or just one, and one was another good one, maybe.
Yes, it was another really good one. I don't think it was. I think there was only one return for a touchdown, but yes,
and the other one was almost there. Yes. It was a really good one. Yeah.
So that's how you can look at a game like this and be like, how the fuck do they have 42 points when you threw for 200 yards? Your leading rusher has 38 fucking yards, right? Yeah. And there was no turnovers. It was the special teams play. And Vrabel said they focused on that. They were focused on the Panthers special teams in preparation, mostly for kickoffs, but it certainly paid off in the punt return game too for them. So Patriots, huge overall win, and Carolina reverts to normalcy.
Yeah, no surprises here. I mean, the Patriots putting up 42. I don't necessarily think this Patriots team is great, but when you're playing the Carolina Panthers, you know, the Panthers can make any team look great when you're playing them.
Yeah, unless you're the Falcons, apparently.
Unless
you're Michael Penis.
Michael Penis.
Unless Michael Penis Jr. turns up soft.
That's fucking
it's not
crazy.
Gonna work. This game, dude. This fucking game. I hate this game.
This one irritated me.
Jeremy Shelton. Desperately trying to avoid the Eagles game. I go in the order that they're on ESPN. I'm going straight down the fucking list. Jeremy Shelton. Of course, you think I'm going to miss an opportunity to talk about Jalen Hurts being over in the second half? You think I'm going to miss an opportunity for this 4-0 Eagles team who continues to win in the ugliest fashion imaginable? Their fucking star wide receiver complaining on social media about what a damn bum his quarterback is. You think I'm going to miss an opportunity like that?
Did he do that today?
He did it after the game.
Yesterday.
A.J. Brown, yes.
A.J. Brown did.
A.J. Brown.
Just fucking trade him, dude, at this point. Just trade him.
Dude, I said it earlier. It takes so much for these guys like Brown and Smith, who on another team, they would be putting up fucking crazy numbers, right? They're on a team that threw the ball effectively. Now, the first half, They were through. Jalen Hurts threw the ball very well in the first half of this game. The Eagles shot out to a massive fucking lead, dude.
The Eagles dominated the first half.
They dominated the first half.
Yep.
Like 20, it was like 24 or 28-6 going into halftime, whatever. The Bucks couldn't score. It looked like it was just going to be a decimation. And then the Bucks in the second half just
and Buka.
Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom,
Bucky
boom,
Irving,
boom,
too.
boom, 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 boom. They just start fucking coming back. Baker Mayfield injured, making plays, shedding tackles, getting first downs, whatever he has to do. And thank you, Baker Mayfield, because I got you. You were a demon on Prize Picks for me. I needed 2 tutties from you, and you gave me 2 tutties, Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
It was not pretty in the first half, but you got it done in the second. They couldn't get the whole thing done, though. They couldn't. And
did you notice some of the trick plays that the Eagles were doing, disguising their tush push? I said it yesterday on Sports Wars. Their tush push is going to be ineffective today, or yesterday rather, against the Bucks, because the Bucks are one of the best teams at defending that tush push when you got Vita Vea there on the defensive line at the nose. And they had a few trick plays, disguised tush pushes, where I think he flipped one out, a shovel pass to Saquon, and he also did a quick little screen to Dallas Goedert. Both resulted in a touchdown. So when the tush push is being looked at underneath a microscope lens, and also when you're playing a Bucks defense that knows that they defend it well, they were pulling some good plays out of their back pocket, disguising that tush push as something else.
Dude, I'm sitting there watching this game, and I'm like, all right, Bucks, finally take these fucking Eagles down. I am not mincing words. I'm not pretending I'm not biased. I fucking hate the Eagles, dude. I just fucking hate them, dude. But I'm sitting there watching this game. I'm rooting for Baker. I'm rooting for the Bucks. And of course, the first series, after the Eagles lucked out with that insane block last weekend, and a great play. But what I mean is they blocked, Bears lucked out with a block to end that game too, this game. But the block, return it for a touchdown, wild collapse by the Rams. You think the Rams are going to win this game. All this shit happens. First fucking series of this game, they force a 3-and-out. Bucks are punting. Eagles block it and return it for a touchdown. Just like that, 7-0. That's how fast it was.
Oh,
14 minutes left in the first quarter.
Dude, and that punt blocked went right into that guy's hand.
Dude,
it looked like it was designed.
It did. Just look, I think the Eagles have the best roster in football. I think they have the best roster in football. I don't think Jalen Hurts is very good, and I think you put Jalen Hurts on any other team, he's probably shit. But from special teams to on defense to the pieces they have on their line and the weapons they have at receiver and at running back and at tight end with Goddard, like, I think top to bottom they're fucking great. And I just want somebody to fucking beat them, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
But it was not the Bucks.
And I thought
it was a tale of 2 halves. Jalen looked really good throwing the ball in the first half. They were moving the ball downfield. He was something like 14 for 16 or something like that in the first half. And then he was 0 for. Didn't complete a pass in the second half. And that's why A.J. Brown was upset. I mean, your leading receiver has 37 yards, and it was Dallas Goedert. And 2 of those were short touchdowns.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Dallas Goedert getting 2 touchdowns yesterday. He's back from the dead. Holy fuck. I know it was 4 receptions, but 2 tuds for Goddard, that's big for him. Yeah. I saw Jeremy Shelton real quick. I don't even know where it was. Jeremy Shelton was like, Beardo sucks. Goddard with 2 touchdowns and Ertz with none yesterday.
That's right. You did give the prize.
Hold on. You got to look at the bigger picture here. Zach Ertz had a 2-point conversion. So if you took on whatever your prop was, if your book had it, if you took Zach Ertz, I said he was getting in the end zone, and that's what he did. He got in the end zone for a 2-point conversion. How much do you think that paid out? How do you think that paid out if you took Zach Ertz for 2 points?
That would have been good.
I'm always right.
Let's catch up with these. Leon Edgeworth with 5 memberships. Thank you, Leon. Appreciate it. Little Orphan Funkhauser, Scatabo. That's how the white man runs a football.
Yeah.
Maddie, what's your favorite Bad Bunny song? I can't name one, but I guess we're going to get it to halftime show. American man, Cowboys Packers ending in a tie and putting a 40 burger on that top 5 defense was not in my bingo card, but I'll take it. How about them Cowboys? We're going to talk about that last.
How about them Cowboys? They tied, bro.
I think that considering everything, I do feel like that is much more of a win for the Cowboys than it is for the Packers. I'll say that.
Well, and that's how it felt like after the game when they interviewed Jordan Love and Dak. Jordan Love was pissed.
Yeah.
And Dak was like happy. He's like okay with the tie.
Jordan Love should have been pissed with his damn self.
Oh, with the clock management at the very end of the game?
Yeah. Jordan Love should have been pissed with himself.
Well, this is what I was thinking at the end of that game. With 1 second left on the clock, you put your field goal unit out there to tie the game and try to and just get a tie? Fuck that. We got 1 second. I'm going to run a play and try to get the win.
No, you can't do that.
Nah, fuck. Dude, it's so early. It is so early.
If it was 1 yard line, right? If you're on the 1, then I say fucking go for it. You know what I mean?
What do you think Dan Campbell would have done?
Dan Campbell would have kicked the field goal from where they were at.
No, Dan Campbell would have ran a play.
I don't.
Dan Campbell would have ran a play. Let's get the dub.
But yeah, we'll talk about that game in a little bit here. Hasib Mian with neighbor's injury. Giants' focus should be develop Dart. Focus on building around him. Pieces are there for them to build a good team. I think it's true. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I missed it. With neighbor's injury, I missed it.
Giants Giants' focus should just be develop Dart. Focus on building around him. I think even without neighbors being injured, I think that should have been the plan. I think that is their plan. So, fear the Hammers. Josh Allen's playing with a broken nose. Respect. Yeah, he got his schnoz slammed.
Yeah.
Lord Botha, shout out to Jackson Dart's mom. Protect her from Zach Wilson.
She is a MILF.
Yep. Jeremy Griggs' dad for 2. Oklahoma or Texas? Who you got? Boomer Sooner.
Oklahoma or Texas?
Where, like...
Are they playing tonight? No way.
But they don't play tonight.
Yeah, I was about to say, Texas plays Florida
next week,
on Saturday. Right? I'll be at that game.
I'm sure they've got a matchup like later, but I've liked I like the way Oklahoma looks this year. I'm not going to lie.
Oklahoma's looking solid.
The lurker from Bama. What's up, Ryan Beardo? I was part of Florida. I was in your part of Florida. Awesome weekend of golf, college football, and attending NFL game. Roll Tide, fly Eagles, fly. Fuck this Kern Eagles offense. Respect to the Bucks.
There you go,
Thanks,
man.
Lurker.
Hope you had a good time.
Bama. Wiley Dave for 5. Hail Ryan and Beardo. Welcome back, Ryan. Did you get a chance to go to your P.O. box? Did I get a chance to go to my P.O. box and find fucking Captain Marvel shit? Wiley Dave. Yes, indeed, I did. I mentioned it on Daily the day after. Mentioned on Daily the day after it. The stuff's downstairs, so I can't like show it. But yes, I did get your package. Thank you, Wiley Dave. I'm glad I was able to catch.
Sent you Captain Marvel stuff.
Yeah. I got some cool stuff from Wiley Dave.
Wiley Dave only sends me cool stuff.
Yeah.
No Captain Marvel.
Well, what are you going to do? Got some Simpsons stuff and things like that too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, shout out to Wiley Dave. All right. Let's get back. I know it felt like I was doing everything I could to avoid talking about Titans Texans. But
we had this one. This was easy.
Yeah, like, look, we said the Texans at 0-3, they had to come out. CJ Stroud had to come out against this bad Titans. Like, if not now, it's never. There was a lot of pressure, I think, on this team, and CJ Stroud to play well. He played very well, very effective. They blow him out of the water, dominate the game. Cam Ward, not happy. Look,
to be honest, we asked right now. If we're calling it a buck, we asked right now. I think that's what he said.
He is. He was like, we ass right now. We're trash right now. Every aspect, every phase, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to be honest. I don't think that Cam Ward needs to be the one talking like that out in public. Sure. I don't think Cam Ward, as a young rookie with 4 games under his belt, currently owns the lowest quarterback rating in the entire league. I
He's at a 23.0 QBR. He's actually less he's 33rd.
Correct.
So
he's like too qualified.
He's beneath backups that have come in.
It's because I think either Browning or Sam or a Carson Wentz, one of those is like also qualifying in some way, right?
Okay.
So
Okay.
He is so far he's played the worst quarterback in the league. And look, I think this is a team that drafted him because they were bad. This is a team that didn't have a lot of things going their way, didn't have a lot of prospects or whatever. I think that Cam Ward, as a young rookie who's played the worst quarterback in the league, I think that he should be really talking about himself and his stuff and talking about we got to get together as a team and all that. I don't know how the veterans feel about Cam Ward saying that about them. You know what I mean?
Sure.
4 games in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And look, you want your quarterback.
He's a rookie.
You want your quarterback to be upset about losing. You want your quarterback to be upset about being dog shit and all that stuff. If I'm one of these guys, if I'm a 30-year-old, if I've been in this league if I'm Tony Pollard or whatever, I want my quarterback to be a leader. You might want to step the fuck off about calling special teams and defense shit and all of this stuff.
Bingo.
Like we're ass everywhere when you're currently playing the worst at your position in the fucking league. Hold up there, Rook. That's kind of how I felt about it. I don't think that's his place in public, personally.
You're right. You want your leader, you want your quarterback to say, I need to play better. I'll focus on watching film. I'll focus on being better. Yes. This one's on me. That's how you want your quarterback to sound when he's talking to the media, not speaking for the entire team that he has nothing to do with special teams or defense. He's not in the wide receiver room. He's not in the running backs room. He's not in the offensive lineman room. Talk about yourself and what you can do better. Don't be throwing the entire team under the bus. I absolutely agree.
Yeah. That rubbed me the wrong way. And a lot of people are like, look at Cam Ward. He wants to win so bad, like that type of thing. I'm like, I get that. And, I think, like, behind closed doors, everyone's probably bitching at each other and shit, of course. But in public, slow down there, 22-year-old.
He'll learn. He's a rookie. He'll learn. He'll get a little bit of a talking to from a few of the veterans in the locker room and say, hey, man, this is not the way we want you to conduct yourself to the media. And he's probably already been talked to and already knows. So he'll learn. He's a rookie. He'll get there. Hopefully.
But the Titans are bad. They just are. The Texans desperately needed that win. And maybe that's a bounce back. CJ Stroud has played like shit. He's been ass for the past year. So, maybe this is the thing that ignites them. They went through a lot of changes. They try to revamp that offensive line. Maybe this is what you need. Maybe you need to play a team like this to get things going, get the confidence back, get the swagger back.
Right.
And we'll see. Regardless of how the offense is playing, that Texans fucking line can get after you. That Texans fucking defense can get after you. So, they're 1-3 looking up at the Indianapolis Colts, who are 3-1, at the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are 3-1. So this was a must. If there's a must win in the first 4 games, this was it. 0-3 for the Houston Texans.
Yep.
Speaking of the 3-1 Colts, this is our Colts. This is our team. We lost. Yeah. Daniel Jones, 2 picks. What happened to Daniel Jones? 2 interceptions in this game. Look, I think the Rams are really fucking good. I think the Rams pissed away their game against the Eagles. I think the Rams are going to continue to be very, very good this year as long as they stay healthy. Puka Nakua's on pace to have like 2,500 yards receiving or something insane. And
is
you got
not leading the league in receptions?
Yes. And you got Devontae Adams. So, and I like Kyron Williams as well. But you pointed out that there was a couple big missed opportunities for the Colts, a couple touchdowns that probably should have been, that they should have been able to have. Yep. And you look here in the fucking 4th quarter with 4 minutes left, a 7-point lead.
Yep.
They blew it away. Rams came back. I will say this.
They should have had a 21-point lead.
The Rams have started, like, a couple of these games, they've started a little slow and like taken a while to get rolling. Obviously, the Philly game is the one outlier. That one, they started off hot as shit and couldn't finish. But yeah, man, it was a good game. It was a good game.
It was a really good game. Really good, tight game. The ball just kept going back and forth, man. It was 2020 for a long time. And then, but you see right there on the bottom left of the screen, wide receiver Mitchell there. 2 crucial mistakes in the second half. One was a huge, maybe the best catch of his career. And he drops the ball at the goal line. And the ball goes out of the back of the end zone. Touchback, Rams get the ball. Jonathan Taylor with a 50-yard rushing touchdown, called back offensive holding.
We should be clear
on Mitchell. So that's 14 points that you get taken off of the board because of Mitchell's mistakes. Yeah, here's that play.
Yeah, so we'll full screen this. And this is not one of those where it's like he drops the ball before he goes in, like he doesn't realize he's not in. He's had the
celebrating.
Ball it wasn't one of those ones where he is celebrating, like throws the ball down.
No, what he went to do,
he's like walking in and the ball starts bobbling as he's walking. You know what I mean?
This is what he did. He had the ball in his left hand and he went to go to transfer it to his right so he can stick out the ball and have the ball running in and break the plane. A little bit of showboating. And when he went to go to transfer from his left to right, he lost control of the ball and it went flying through the back of the end zone. Great catch with great coverage here. And then his ability to outrun number 3 right here and get into the end zone. Nice little stiff arm right here. And this is all day, man. He's got the ball in his left hand. And then you see he goes to transfer to stick the ball out in his right hand. A little bit of showboating. Slips right out and goes back in the end zone for a touchback. You can't do that, man. That is Bush League rookie mistakes right there. And a game as close as this, you cannot be doing that. Because if you score this touchdown, let alone the Jonathan Taylor rushing touchdown, fuck you. If you score this touchdown, you win the game. But then you had another touchdown with Jonathan Taylor, the 50-yard run, that gets called back because he's holding. That's 14 points taken off the board because of one player making dumb mistakes. The Colts should have won that game. Anyways.
I'm going to put that loss on Seth. That's what I'm going to put that loss. It's Seth's fault. The Colts needed to lose one because of Seth.
As far as that game goes, I think the Colts lost that game more than the Rams won.
Yeah, I don't disagree. The Colts missed out on some big opportunities, clearly. And then this game, Jaguars 49ers.
Yeah.
Bro. Brock Purdy.
Purdy.
Pass for 300 yards. He does have 2 picks.
That's the thing.
The Jacksonville Jaguars go into town and they walk out 3-1. They beat the 49ers at home. And again, when you look at all these fucking turnovers that San Francisco had, that is the difference. They obviously outgained them, but they turned the ball over 4 fucking times.
Yep.
They handed it. They playing sloppy and they handed this thing to the fucking Jags.
Yeah. And when you keep Christian McCaffrey to 50 yards on 17 carries, you know, that's going to help you out a lot.
Now, he was still a big impact in the pass game, as Christian McCaffrey always is. I think, he's actually their leading fucking receiver too.
Yes.
But
on the ground. I'm saying on the ground.
Oh, yeah. But, Ricky Pearsall with an injury now, like it is just this rotating door for them. Brock Purdy re-aggravated his toe thing, so he might be questionable going forward.
Juwan Jennings is also questionable again now. He's been playing banged up. So,
bro, he came in, and I think, did he catch that 2-point conversion?
Yes. Juwan Jennings did catch it was either a touchdown or 2-point conversion.
And got fucking wrecked.
He got sandwiched. Yes. He got sandwiched. He had possession, still caught it, but he was done, dude. He got sandwiched, and it did not look good. But anyways, he got hurt so bad he fucking threw his helmet off when he was still on the ground just so he can fucking breathe. I don't know if his ribs or his shoulder re-aggravated or what, but yeah, not good.
Yeah. But you know what I think the most interesting thing, the most interesting story out of the Jacksonville Jaguars beating the San Francisco 49ers was the coaching dust up we had after the game.
Oh, I didn't see this. No.
Woo-wee. We got to watch it then. because this is, in the aftermath of the Jacksonville Jaguars beating the 49ers, there was something that went on during the week where Robert Saleh, defensive coordinator now for the San Francisco 49ers, made some comments about the Jags and about Liam Cohen. And it caused some controversy because he said something to the effect of, they've got a very good legal sign stealing program over there. So that's something we got to account for. And he was saying it in a very complimentary way. But I think the way it came out and saying sign stealing, even though he wasn't saying they're doing anything wrong, it became a topic of conversation. Liam Cohen.
Just about how they scout their opponents?
Or in-game stuff like that. Who knows, right? But it was Robert Saleh that said that. And I didn't feel like he was accusatory. I don't feel like it was anything like that. I feel like it got taken by the media because he said the word sign stealing. But we know that is part of the game. Deciphering signs is part of the game, period. Live action. That's what you're doing. You're getting hints. You're trying to see what that call was. All right. When they made this audible, this is what we saw. Let's keep that in mind. This is just something you do in the course of a game.
Mm-hmm.
After this game, little dust up here. And I want to show you this as they're all shaking hands. Saleh goes to shake Liam Cohen's hand. He ignores him and walks by. Robert Saleh says, all right, whatever. After there's several big Jacksonville Jaguars, offensive linemen between him and Robert Saleh, he starts talking some shit. Now,
Robert Saleh is not one of the coaches that I'd want to pick a fight with.
Dude,
that dude is jacked. Yeah.
He's jacked as fuck. And you want to know what Robert Saleh said back to him? After Liam Cohen fucking walks by him, refuses to shake his hand, and Robert Saleh just kind of says, okay, whatever. You could see that. Watch that first part of the interaction. Saleh tries to shake his hand, and he kind of shakes his head and walks by, and Robert Saleh doesn't make a big deal out of it, just keeps moving. This goes to other Jaguars players. Then Liam Cohen
turns around.
As soon as there's a bunch of players in between them, all of this shit. Hold me back, bro. Hold me back.
Right.
You don't know what Robert Saleh said?
Let's see it.
I love this. All right. I love this.
I'll try to compliment you world up. You don't want to with me. I will end your life.
I will end your fucking life.
Yes. So Robert Saleh, after keep my name out of your mouth, keep my name out of your fucking mouth, hiding behind his players, Liam Cohen. Robert Saleh, I was trying to compliment you. I will fuck your world up. You don't want to fuck with me. I will fucking end your fucking life. You little bitch, I think is what he put at the end. That's what Robert Saleh said on the field to Liam Cohen.
Okay, he's going to get fined.
He is absolutely going to get fined, I believe, by the NFL. I think if players are saying this, I don't think it is. I think there is a different way that's viewed from a coaching standpoint.
Oh, you're in a position of authority. He's absolutely going to get fined.
Right. This part was censored on a lot of the things. You had to get the right audio for it. But let's play it again. Robert Saleh.
I'll try to compliment you world up. You don't want to with me. I will end your life. Get out of
here. 72. Get out of here.
Yeah. So this is a thing, right? This is obviously a thing. I think Liam Cohen did it. Again, I get why it was a story after what Robert Saleh said, but I don't think he was being accusatory. I think it's just because people hear sign stealing and they think that, well, that must be really wrong because these people got in trouble. It's not. He went out of his way to say it's a very legal form of sign stealing. They've got a great scouting program, and we need to be prepared to handle that. It was him complimenting Liam Cohen.
Yeah,
but I think a lot of people took it way out of context.
If Liam Cohen, first of all, they won, so there's no reason for him not to shake his hand. That's kind of like a fuck you to Robert Saleh if he shakes his hand. But players and coaches talk like this all the time to each other, man. That's fucking football. When you're in the trenches, dude, they say some of the gnarliest fucking things, and that's just how it goes, man. That's football. So these coaches, like Robert Saleh, like he talks to his own players that way. Like they all do. All these coaches talk to their players that way, and other coaches like that too. But the reason why he's going to get fined is because it was caught on camera and caught on audio. If there was no audio of this interaction and none of us knew what he said, we just saw the heated exchange, there'd be nothing done about it. But it's because it was recorded.
Yeah, and it's because I will end your fucking life.
Yeah, yes. That's the one. If he said, you don't want to fuck with me, that's one thing. But when he goes and says, I will end your fucking life, okay, you're going to get fined, buddy.
Yeah. But I haven't heard any official punishment yet. I imagine it's coming, though, for Robert Saleh. I love it. I fucking thought it was great.
I love it, too, man. That's great.
Robert Saleh got a lot of pent-up fucking energy, dude. Watch Aaron Rodgers obliterate his career in front of his eyes, you know?
Yeah.
That'll make anybody upset. I get it. And then Ravens Chiefs, dude. Chiefs. Who did you pick in this game, Chiefs?
I picked the Chiefs.
Me too. And this was they're back, baby. Patrick Mahomes for the first time since 2003 with 4 touchdown passes.
They look good.
Do you think that, Xavier Worthy being back
2003? 2023.
Sorry, 2023.
Yeah.
Yes. That makes more sense. First time in 22 years, Patrick Mahomes had 4 touchdown passes. It was just Pee-wee football.
Yeah. He was 8 years old.
Yes, it was Pee-wee football, but this is a game they needed. They are now 2-2. And, having Xavier Worthy back on the field, I think is a big deal for them, providing something else, something special in terms of his speed, his ability to stretch play or stretch the field and stuff. They really fucking needed it. Lamar Jackson struggled. Lamar Jackson, made it through the third quarter, goes down with a hamstring injury that was really mysterious. Nobody really saw it happen, but all of a sudden you just hear he's out with a hamstring injury. We'll see if he's not in the game next week, we'll know that, okay, it was serious, obviously. But it felt weird. It felt like he kind of tapped out. I don't know if that's real or not. Lamar Jackson took a lot of sacks the week prior against the Detroit Lions. And that defense was after him again this week. Chris Jones had a funeral for his aunt, flew back, got to the stadium just a few minutes before the game. It was part of that defense that was standing up against this Baltimore Ravens team. But the Ravens defense is fucked. They had a couple other guys go down again yesterday. So they are getting banged up, bro.
Yeah. I mean, Lamar Jackson, inconsistent with his communication with his wide receivers. Derrick Henry can't hold on to the fucking ball. Their defense can't stop the run. Yesterday, they couldn't stop the pass. I am under the impression that Lamar Jackson did tap out. That he's like, I'm fucking done today. And we've seen Lamar Jackson do it. It's in his track record. It's in his character. He has fucking quit on his team before. He gets too emotional. He gets too pent up. And he just will fucking quit. And that's not what you want to see from your franchise quarterback, a 2-time MVP. So, yeah, I was all over the Chiefs yesterday. I don't believe in this Ravens team at all, so I'm not at all surprised by this outcome. And we will see. We will see. If Lamar Jackson is good to go next week, that tells me everything I need to know that Lamar did quit on his team yesterday.
Yeah, I picked the Chiefs, but I thought it was going to be a tight game, and I thought Patrick Mahomes was going to make a play at the end. That's kind of how I felt the game was going to be. I wasn't expecting them to be beating them as handily as they were. The Chiefs controlled the game basically the entire time. That's how it felt. Baltimore scored a touchdown right off the bat. Might have been on their first drive. But really after that, throughout the first half, Kansas City settled in and just felt like they were in control going into halftime. And right out of the third quarter, I expected a close game. That was not this.
And the weird thing about Lamar's injury yesterday is I was watching it on Red Zone. There was no word, no indication. He didn't go into the blue tent. There was nothing. He just sat on the bench all by himself. No training staff trying to, attend to him. It was Cooper Rush went in. Nobody knew why he was out. And then all of a sudden we're getting, well, apparently it's a hamstring. But his entire time on the bench on the sideline, no training staff attending to him. So that's what's fishy to me. That's what makes me think that he just quit. which you hate to see. You hate to see at the professional level. So we'll see. And depending on the outcome of the Dolphins game tonight, the Chiefs could get even more dangerous, because it's not out of the realm of possibility that you see a reunion between Tyreek Hill and the Chiefs happening soon.
We'll see right now. I mean, this game is going exactly as we thought. These two barn burners going back and forth. Justin Fields, Tua Tagovailoa, two high-powered offenses.
Justin Fields.
Tyreek Hill, 2 catches for 17 yards.
All right, keeping them happy.
So we'll see. I need Breece Hall to give me a touchdown tonight. That's what I need. I need him to get a touchdown for me tonight. That would be nice.
On Prize Picks?
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be, he's due, okay?
He's
due for a touchdown. So you got one of them demon touchdowns tonight. I figured I'd throw that in there, a little bet. So, or little bet. We'll see how it works. McCock for $50. Hey, Beardo, I had some people notice the bro science sticker on my hard hat. I told them what the show is about. They seem to be interested. The free advertisement stickers are working. And since my Astros didn't make it this year, let's go Cubs! Cubs Padres. Let's fucking go. The two teams I have watched more of than any other teams, to be honest with you, because I had seen tickets to the Padres while I was out in San Diego. But yeah, fuck the Padres for the next couple weeks. Let's go Cubbies.
There you go. Thank you, McCock, for the 50. Shout out.
When you make the playoffs 10 straight years, you kind of need a year off just to, you're always so busy in October. So year off will do you guys good, McCock. Jeremy Griggs' dad loves seeing the Trojans lose. Beardo loves Gamecocks.
Nope. Thank you for the 20, for the 2.
Let's see. My picks have been so bad the last few weeks. I feel like Jeremy. At least I've been hitting my prize picks.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
I had 2 solid ones. I've actually had a pretty good run the last couple weeks to begin the season on prize picks. So I'm happy about that. Ken Hagan punished Salah by making him the Ravens DC. I'm sure Ravens fans would like that right now. And then the last game of the night, what could have been an instant classic turns into a tie.
Yeah.
This has got to be a scoregami too. I don't know if we've ever had a game end 40-40.
This is the second highest tie, I believe, in NFL history.
There you go. It had to be a scoregami in all likelihood, but Jordan Love, Dak Prescott, going at it. The idea of Micah Parsons returning to Dallas for all this stuff. This game, look, the first half, Green Bay, they were dominating. It just felt like they were dominating. And then that blocked extra point that gets returned for 2 points for Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Then Dallas with about, the offense was kind of just stumbling. The Green Bay was controlling this shit. Then with less than a minute, the Packers scored a touchdown, kicked the ball off. And then I believe it was Jordan Love getting strip sacked, in their own territory. All of a sudden, fucking Cowboys had the ball back. They're able to score right before half.
Mm-hmm.
And immediately the game felt different because they were getting demolished and they go in leading halftime. And the game felt different after that. And then it just started kind of back and forth. Needed to make plays to get it to overtime. And then in overtime, bro.
4 total touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. It was just, you could see the thing right here, just back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And both teams have to settle for field goals. Really bad clock management by Jordan Love. And you can't really say by the Packers because they didn't have a timeout. They physically could not call a timeout in that situation. You expected right at the end, Jordan Love to go up and maybe clock it or something, but no, they take their fucking time. Jordan Love, as if he didn't know what time was on the clock, throws a pass in the end zone. They are lucky that clock stopped at 1 second and they were able to kick a field goal to tie this game. Otherwise, Jordan Love would have been just getting dogged, dude.
That's miscommunication, not just bad clock management on Jordan Love, also Matt LaFleur there. You got to have, these guys are always running 2-minute drills at practice every single fucking day. So how do you not have those plays ready on your 2-minute drill with 16 seconds left? You should easily be able to run 2 plays minimum. And
but here's, they did not have a timeout, right? Like,
they didn't have a timeout. And the thing about that is they burned both of those timeouts on rushes up the middle, dives up the middle, that for like almost no gain on that drive. And they burned both of their timeouts and right there. Like, it was like back-to-back plays, or maybe it was 2 out of 3 plays. They burned both of their timeouts. Like, how are we not extending the field right there? You're going to run up the middle. I didn't understand.
yeah, and like overall, obviously it's a tie, so nobody wins. I feel like Dallas comes out feeling more like winners from this game than the Packers do. Especially with the idea of Micah coming back and all of that stuff. Now, thank God for overtime, because speaking of prize picks, Micah Parsons, that 0.75, more or less, that was what it was, 0.75. And the last possible moment he could make a play, I think on 3rd down, he came from behind and stopped Dak maybe half a yard behind the line of scrimmage. Gets credit with that sack.
It might have been even closer than that.
That's what I needed.
Yeah.
That's what I needed. So thank you, Micah.
It was a miracle that they recorded that a sack, because it was like inches away from just being a tackle.
Yes, it was. I was shocked that it was recorded a sack, but look at that stat line. Don't matter, baby. One sack for Micah Parsons. Doesn't matter if it's an inch. That's all I fucking needed.
Yep.
So,
but what I was saying before we got to this game, Green Bay, confident in their team. They have a really good squad. And it goes back to what you were saying. This feels more like a win for Dallas than it does for Green Bay. So with 1 second left, if I'm Matt LaFleur, you go for the fucking win. You got one more play. You know that if you kick a field goal, time's going to expire, and you're settling for a tie. And if that tie is going to feel like a loss anyways, you got one play, run a fucking play and try to score a touchdown. Best case scenario, obviously, you fucking win. And if a tie is going to feel like a loss anyways, then you might as well fucking get the loss. You're 2-2. It's a very early season. Go for the fucking win there with 1 second left. You run the fucking play. You put your most confident play into Jordan Love's hands, and you get the fucking win right there with 1 second left to play. That's what I would have loved to see that, man. That's football to me.
You just can't do that, though, at the 16-yard line.
But they've been making big plays, man.
Shut up. No, you know that you can't do that at the 16-yard line. If you are on the goal line,
but then you get the loss anyway. If the tie's a loss, then the loss is a loss. At least go for the win.
Bro, there is a very good chance that at the end of this season, that tie instead of a loss is going to be beneficial to them. And the odds of them,
course it would.
The odds of them making it 16 yards out is not good. It just isn't. So like, I don't think you can in good conscience do something like that. You just can't. And
that's what I would have done.
If you're inside the 5, if you're right there, I do think that that's an option that you can think about doing that. You can have the argument at the 16. Nah, bro.
It's lame to me. To me, it's lame. I know that having that tie to get into the playoffs, as far as like when the schedule gets broken down at the end of the season, you're better off to make the playoffs if you're fighting for a wild card spot, because it looks like the Lions are gonna win that division. But the Packers still, man, if you win that game, you're 3-1. You're right there with the Lions. And if you're 2-2, you still have a shot at a fucking wild card and even still winning the division. It's so early on that this loss, I don't think it would have mattered all too much. I think you go for the fucking win.
You know what I think? I think we need to change the overtime rules again.
Sudden death?
No.
A 15-minute quarter?
That if you play to 10 minutes and it's a tie still, we move to college rules.
What, and just put the ball in the 25?
Play till a winner. Play till you have a winner.
Play till you have a winner? I love that too.
I don't know. We like talking about, there's
that.
like, on average, there's like a tie every 2 years or something. Like, so we talk about like the ties as if it's like something super fucking important. And it obviously stands out when it does, but you get one about every 2 years or so.
Yeah.
Right now, Jets and Dolphins. Look, the Dolphins are fucking driving, bro. 4th and goal. It's 4th and goal now, so I have to settle for another field goal. Unless they want to go for it, we'll see. And then Bengals Broncos a little bit later. Look, I picked the Dolphins in this game. I think we both picked the Broncos in the next game. Did you pick?
I picked the Broncos. I have the Jets right now.
Oh, you're going to that Justin Fields shit, huh?
Justin Fields.
Well, we'll see what happens. Obviously, this game would have been must watch if Joe Burrow was there. I think would have been very compelling if Joe Burrow was starting. Obviously, he's not. You got Jake Browning, who's probably going to throw about 5 interceptions. Yeah. So we'll see. Are you going to be streaming over on locals?
I am. Looks like they got it in. Dolphins touchdown on 4th and goal to no else than his first game of the year, Darren Waller.
After the Giants destroyed him, he's back.
He destroyed himself. He cheated on Kelsey Plum and then retired.
I think it had something to do with the Giants. That's all I'm saying.
It might have. No, there's a good chance. Yeah. But yes, I will be on locals after the stream. Give me about 10 minutes to take care of a few things, and I'll fire up the stream. We're gonna watch the rest of this game, and we'll probably watch most of the Denver Broncos and Bengals game. And if it's a good game, we'll stick around. But if it's a fucking blowout, we might just call it. We'll see. But we are going to be watching at least the rest of the Jets and Dolphins game.
There you go. Let's catch up with any of these we haven't got yet. Joe Mann for $10. What up, fellas? Congrats on both your wins. RIP to our defense. No blitz protection, and Lamar's hurt. Also, he's been having hamstring cramps since the Bills game. I'm sure the hits aren't helping. Maybe that does have something to do with it as well. And yes, didn't you lose your big offensive linemen's out for the year as well, right? I think so. So you guys are dropping like flies. McCawk for $20. I hate to do this, but it feels like I'm asking for attention. But can I get prayers for my mother? She got in a bad car accident, flipped her car, covered in bruises all over her body, and got a concussion. Well, hey, dude, really sorry to hear that. We'll keep your mom in our prayers, McCawk. Hope she's okay. That's very scary, dude. Yeah. Very scary. So, but that is going to be it for us. Hope everybody has a good time watching. Go over to locals to watch Beardo. He's going to start that stream up here in a second. And we will be back on Sunday. Bye, everybody.
Peace out.